For decades, a desk in a quiet corporate office was the ultimate symbol of financial security. Today, that same desk is the most dangerous place you can sit in the modern economy. The World Economic Forum's latest projections show exactly where the damage is hitting. By 2025, 92 million jobs are scheduled for permanent elimination. The casualties are highly concentrated. The steepest declines are wiping out data entry roles, postal clerks, and executive secretaries. For most of the 20th century, these routine administrative and banking positions built the middle class. You put in the hours, and the system rewarded you with a house, a pension, and peace of mind. That system is being dismantled. AI agents and software automation are executing a targeted calling, eliminating the necessity of the administrative middle layer. This diagram illustrates the traditional job market. Most workers sit in the center, the administrative middle, where physical and cognitive demands are moderate. As routine tasks vanish, economic value consolidates at the edges. The center is hollowing out. The middle class is not naturally shrinking. It is being actively partitioned to feed two highly specific bipolar market extremes. The first extreme sits at the far end of the cognitive spectrum. Here, workers possess what economists call pricing power. Because so few people can do what they do, they dictate their own value. As automation accelerates, the demand for artificial intelligence and machine learning specialists is surging. These engineers build the algorithms that detect fraud or predict disease, and they command median salaries of $162,000 a year. Alongside them, DevOps and Fintech engineers pull comparable numbers as they rapidly decentralize traditional banking and construct massive digital payment networks. At the highest tier are software architects. Taking home a median of $259,000 annually, they design the core digital infrastructures that entire global industries run on. These professionals engineered the automated systems that rendered the middle layer obsolete. In doing so, they have captured the efficiency gains as high-end compensation. The second extreme exists thousands of miles away. It operates in brutal, high-risk physical environments where severe discomfort creates an impenetrable financial moat. Human aversion to discomfort functions as a natural barrier to entry. When a job requires grueling travel, intense heat, or physical danger, the competition plummets, creating roles that robotics cannot economically replicate. Pipeline welders travel the country to work on critical infrastructure, moving oil, gas, and water. With an aging workforce and rigorous physical testing, the remaining specialists can pull up to $300,000 a year. Or look at wind turbine technicians. Scaling a 300-foot vertical ladder inside a steel tube requires a specific physical tolerance. That lack of willing competition fuels a 50% industry growth rate. Then there are those who practice chaos arbitrage. Catastrophe adjusters deploy into disaster zones for 30 to 90-day sprints, monetizing the recovery process. Immediately following hurricanes and severe coastal flooding, insurance companies require specialists on the ground to evaluate infrastructure. These adjusters can clear deep into the six figures in a single 6-month deployment. It is unpredictable, feast or famine work. You are traveling directly into devastated communities to inspect destroyed homes on the worst days of people's lives. As environmental hazards escalate, particularly with severe regional wildfires, the demand for these risk-tolerant workers becomes a permanent fixture of the economy. Even inside the safety of a hospital, a physical presence commands a premium. Diagnostic medical sonographers bypass a decade of medical school and residency, opting for an 18-month program that grants them job security simply because they are the physical operators the software requires to function. Facing physical danger, navigating disaster, or enduring extreme discomfort filters out 99% of the workforce. It creates a localized monopoly that artificial intelligence simply cannot touch. But physical monopolies share a strict mathematical ceiling. Even a welder making $300,000 a year is ultimately capped by the limits of human time, physical exhaustion, and geography. You can only work so many hours in a day. This equation illustrates the final catalyst. You take a high-scarcity, real-world physical skill, and you multiply it by the infinite reach of digital leverage. Take the case of an average 51-year-old HVAC technician. Instead of just crawling through 110-degree attics to fix air conditioners, he started documenting his routine physical trade on YouTube. By broadcasting a localized, physical skill to a global audience, the channel generated a $78,000 annual run rate within its very first month. The income arrived without him ever needing to turn another wrench. The old middle is gone, and the safe path has vanished with it. Surviving the modern economy demands a clear choice. You either become the architect of the machine, dominate the physical world the machine cannot reach, or leverage digital media to turn a local trade into a global asset.